music real quick?
We're live?
Yeah, I'm gonna start sharing it. Give me a second.
So go ahead and turn on the evening news. Let them spoon feed lies to you. Oh yes, and well go ahead and trust those wolves in fancy clothes. Let them tell you what you think you need to know. Some say you get what you pay for. Others say you get what you need. But if you ain't got shit to stand for, then why the hell do you play? Some people say that you get what you deserve. Others say you get what you get. But if it don't break your leg or pick your pocket, why judge a man on how he lives? So go ahead and turn on the morning news. Drink your coffee and eat your everything bagel too. Oh yes, and make sure you let them tell you who to hate today. It's gonna change tomorrow anyway. Some say you get what you pay for. Others say you get what you need. But if you ain't got shit to stand for, then why the hell do you bleed? Some people say that you get what you deserve. Others say you get what you get. But if it don't break your leg or pick your pocket, why judge a man on how he lives? You can have faith in God, but that don't mean a goddamn thing. You don't give a damn about one another. And I don't care much for religion, but I know you got to look out for our brothers and sisters. Some say you get what you pay for, and others say you get what you need. But if you ain't got shit to stand for, then why the hell do you bleed? Some people say that you get what you deserve, and others say you get what you get. But if it don't break your leg or pick your pocket, why judge a man on how he lives? So go ahead, turn on the evening news. Let them spoon feed lies to you.
Hey everybody, welcome to Booze and News with your two favorite hosts, Jonathan Fleissner.
And Albert Deleon.
How are y'all doing out there? We're coming to y'all a day early because we just wanted to check in on everybody because this weather's been crazy as shit.
Booze and News
Booze
always
and news.
is ready for to take on the anything.
Yeah, we ready to go. So anyway, yeah, we were Albert and I figured we were going to talk to each other tonight about what's been going on. So why not involve y'all in the discussion? You know. So yeah, I guess we'll see if some people start tuning in. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them at us in our direction, and we'll see if we can answer them.
Talk about this goddamn pandemic.
The pandemic, the fucking winter apocalypse that's going on right now, global warming and shit.
How funny would it be if during all this zombies pop up?
like in fucking Game of Thrones, like White Walkers and shit. Just come out of the snow.
Yeah, you're already freezing in your home, then you got zombies banging at your door.
So, yeah, we're just going to go live for a little bit, you know. Plan is still to come on tomorrow with the happy half hour at 8. We'll see if we have power. Albert, you lost power, right? Yesterday or when?
No, actually, we were one of the lucky ones. This house has not lost power once. We had water freeze up for a few hours at one point, and then that's about it, man. My I stayed. Yeah.
Well, but y'all stayed or y'all left? I thought you went over to your mom's.
We did. We left over there. When we went to her place, she had running water and everything. And then the next day when we left, later in the night, I think she lost water.
Okay.
But she still has light though.
Well, that's good. She's good. She's got power. John's here. John said he was 99% certain that the two of us wouldn't make it. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good assumption. Good thing. Good news.
Yeah, man.
The good news is that Albert and I don't need water to live like everybody else. We just need booze.
That's right. I got some old red wine in this cup.
That box wine.
I got that cab. I got that Bodo box. That box is keeping me afloat. That's the kind of boat I like to be on. The boat. That's my kind of boat.
Boat.
I like to go fishing on the boat.
Hey, Skype me back in. We got a real crazy lag. Let's see if we can fix this real quick.
Shit. All right.
But Albert's going to Skype back in. If you have any questions out there, let me know how your winter apocalypse is going. Where you are. We're both here in South Houston. So we lost... hey, Albert's back. So we lost power over here for, I think, like a little over 30 hours. Oh, shit. Your audio is fucking great right now. Must be the signal.
My audio's fucked up?
Yeah, it's probably the signal. Let me turn you down a little bit. Because you're still off. Your Wi-Fi's still fucked up, right?
Well, yeah. Let me try my Wi-Fi again and let me call you. Let me call you back.
All right. So while you're doing that, I'll look up some shit. Let's see. I want to show this article. Pull this up so I can show it when he gets back. Millions of people without power, y'all. Millions without power. Let's see here. Where's the most recent? There we go. Looks like it's working. Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
We should be in business now.
You good now. Now they got that Wi-Fi. Oh. All right, so let me show you. I got some articles here to go over just about the storm and shit. Pull this up so you can see mine. Why is it not showing up?
This goddamn pandemic.
Oh, it's in the wrong place. There we go. All right, now. So let's see what article we're going to pull up first. Millions without power. Let's look at this one. NBC News. Let's see what they say in here. How many millions? I think it was up to... When I read yesterday, I think it said 5 million people nationwide. And like 4 million were in Texas alone. So just fucking crazy. Let's see what this motherfucker is saying. Where's the audio?
Of debris, ripping trees from the root and slamming them into nearby structures and vehicles.
Multiple houses gone, nothing but foundations. I need help.
Knocked out power lines lay
Goddamn.
along the wreckage as widespread outages roll through the entire region. All this while first responders look ahead to hours-long search and rescue efforts.
I expect to go into the afternoon tomorrow.
You know
Hopefully,
what?
as we get through this, we'll recover and we'll
These
support the
situations, when
community
I
and
see
get back.
these ambulance,
This
these
as a
firemen out
brutal
here
cold
doing all
snap
this
wreaks
shit,
havoc nationwide.
Yeah.
I just feel like, you know, those motherfuckers should be making almost as much as a goddamn doctor makes.
Well, it's pretty crazy, you know.
I mean, because they're out there they're out there saving lives.
Yeah, you know, they're just as valuable. But that's a valid point.
I mean,
is that there's I think the problem when it comes to like wealth, like inequality and stuff like that, isn't so much what a doctor makes. It's like, what does a fucking guy make who makes an app, right? So the guy out there who made fucking like bad fit, what's it called, Angry Birds or some shit, right?
Right.
Or fucking some dumb app for Home Depot or something makes way more money than a doctor. Some useless shit. So anyway, let's see. I'm gonna continue to see what this thing says. Apparently,
the Arctic blast tearing its way south from Oregon, where a Safeway roof collapsed under piles of snow, to Texas, where millions are stuck without power, facing record lows. Rolling blackouts issued to save the state's power grid from crashing.
There's a huge demand, a very limited supply.
Turner.
It is a system-wide failure across the state.
All right, so let's talk about this for a minute. So, dude, don't you think it's crazy that we have this massive fucking failure of ERCOT, our power grid here in Texas, right? And I'm gonna pull a graphic up that I have of that so people can see it if they're not in Texas or they're unaware of how it looks. But we get a couple of fucking inches of snow, right? Like Houston, where you have millions without power right now, right? Or like they're power off and on, right? And we only got a couple inches of snow. I mean, it's laughable. People live in fucking Alaska. They don't have this fucking issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Well, people are, I mean, so you're kind of suggesting like how we freak out? Like,
well, no, it's just how incapable we are of dealing with this situation. I mean, you got to remember, here's a picture of the grid. Let me show this to everybody out there. But this shows the 3 grids in North America, okay? Can you see that, Albert?
Yeah.
And actually her statement, I think, makes a lot of sense. Here she says, next time you vote, just remember that ERCOT, Texas electrical grid, refuses to become a part of the national electrical grid to avoid federal regulatory oversight. There are only 3 electrical grids in, oh God, I don't know how to say that, contiguous United States, the Western Interconnection, the Eastern Interconnection, and ERCOT. The interconnectedness of the former is why places with much harsher winters than Texas don't experience the same type of outages. So it's our own bullshit arrogance. You know what I mean? Because look at this shit. I mean, you think that they don't have these issues up here in Canada and shit? Where it's just basically snow, like 9 months, 10 months out of the year? Maybe all year, some of the places.
You know, this Republicans always remind me of, and I bring up Republicans because obviously the Republicans here in Texas thought it would be wise to have what's his name, Abbott?
Greg Abbott, yeah.
Yeah, run our shit, and so I'm gonna blame it on Republicans.
Well,
and yet again,
what has he done? I mean, can you really? He didn't do jack shit during Harvey. I mean, Texans remember, it was the federal government that came and helped us the fuck out, and we had to help each other out. And it was neighbors helping each other out. You know what I mean? Like today,
yeah.
And Greg Abbott said he was going to have people go around and perform these like checks on people. I haven't seen any of that shit. What I saw was my neighbor. I saw my neighbor going around with a mop bucket, giving people water. And I was like, fuck that. We got a bigger bucket. We put it in the back of my truck and started going around giving people water so they could flush the toilets and shit. Like,
I I drove with Marissa twice during this. We went from Manville, which is, you know where that is, past Pearland.
Yeah, right by me. That's where I grew up.
And we drove from, and we took the back roads, by the way. We didn't get on the freeways.
Yeah.
Took an hour something drive through Houston, through downtown. And then the next day in the morning, took another back road back to Manville. Drove through the museum district, drove through some of the most expensive places to live in the city of Houston. I saw 0 city official vehicles of any kind anywhere. You know what I did see, though? ICE. I saw ICE out roads.
And that's going to happen tonight.
That's what I fucking saw.
And that's going to happen again tonight.
And I saw some blockage. To get on freeways. That's it. Why are, with all the fucking money the city has, you're telling me in the middle of the city of Houston, there's not fuckers putting salt or whatever the fuck it is, or watering down the roads with cold water to clear up some of these fucking iced out roads in the city? I saw nothing.
Yeah. You wouldn't use cold water. That would make it worse.
Well, I use cold water to, why isn't it with cold water? It's how you get your shit off your windows.
Well, they just don't, they tell you to do that so it doesn't, like, shock your window, I think, and break it. But if you can, I always use salt water.
Okay. I don't fucking know. I used cold water the other day to get ice off my window. I thought
you can also buy a scraper, which is like a fucking, I think we have one. But, you know, some of my family grew up in the north. It's just, that's what's crazy, man. And remember how last week we were on here and we were talking about the secession and all that shit? And how people are like, Texas should secede and shit. And it's like, yeah, look how good that power grid is, y'all, that y'all were bragging about. Complete horseshit. And they knew the storm was coming, and they didn't winterize it. Dude, they showed pictures of it. It's all, like, some of their plants are all fucking frozen up and shit. Icicles hanging off of them. Apparently they were selling power to other states, even knowing that the crisis was coming, instead of, like, saving it for people here. And we didn't even have that much fucking snow. It's just that it's snow in places that don't experience it. But I know, like, I mean, we could look up the totals and how much snow. Let's see how much snow Austin got. I mean, it couldn't have been probably more than a foot.
But the problem isn't the snow. It's the fucking light and the water.
Well, I know, but it's the snow and the freezing temperatures that fucked up the infrastructure, that caused all the problems with the light and the water. Because nobody here has. Also, they don't wrap. Maybe a lot of people probably didn't wrap their pipes correctly because they don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? They may not have dripped their lines. They may not have had heat lamps. They may not have had any backup water. I mean, the night when usually I'm pretty good about this stuff. We did wrap our pipes and shit. And I did charge the flashlights, right? And I had the foresight to fill up a bathtub of water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just what I do for hurricane season, that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Or, you know what I mean? Cold weather in general. But most people don't, like, they don't know because they don't deal with it down here, you know? And it's just a complete fucking failure. And your point about Greg Abbott, he's fucking useless, dude. He didn't help in Harvey. What has he done with COVID? We're like the worst fucking state in the nation.
And yet again, and what is it? And here we are talking about an old, and I hate to sound like a broken record or sound like some whatever, but it's the goddamn truth. How many times are we going to have to hear from an old ass white guy, Republican, fucking shit up for everybody? I mean, we're going to be talking about this. Are we just going to talk about this shit forever?
Well, we're going to talk about it on tomorrow when we film tomorrow's episode, because it's part of what I've written for the episode, because it is, and I don't want to go too much into it, but, you know, with the Republican Party, it is not the Republican Party anymore. It is the party of Trump. So if you are a sycophant and an ass kisser and a bootlicker, right? Then you're fine. And if you challenge Trump, you're fucked, right? I mean, that's what the whole Republican Civil War we've been talking about is going on. And so Greg Abbott is one of those people. The only reason he's in office is because he's been sucking on Trump's dick so hard. But he's fucking useless.
Just like Trump was, just like how all these guys are. They're all the same, man. And you know what's funny is that Marissa's grandma didn't have heat and shit for a long time, and they're old as hell, sitting in there, cold as fuck, in a little house in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Trump supporters, Republicans. You know.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
and then here's the ultimate irony of it, right? Is you get all these motherfuckers. It's only whenever a massive crisis occurs, right, that they realize their fundamental kind of belief system is fucked. Like, all these people who want everything to be privatized, the libertarians, right? Oh, let's just let everything be privatized. Fuck the government, you know what I mean? Let's just let the corporations do everything. Right? This is what the fuck happens. You have a fucking corporation. You have a corporation that runs the power grid, right? And they're fucked. And here's the crazy thing. I wanted to get into some of this. I was reading about it. Did you know you can't even sue? Not only can we not sue, the government can't even sue ERCOT because they have what's called sovereign immunity. And they've been trying to challenge it in the Texas Supreme Court, but right now they're immune from lawsuits. I mean, what the fuck is that? What kind of sense does it make? What kind of nightmare scenario are you giving yourself where corporations are more important than people? You know what I mean? Or more important than everybody?
I just want to say another thing, you know, to all the fucking idiots, fucking old fucking people that don't want the government in their fucking lives and all this horse shit. They think it's funny voting for Trump and all these morons because, and we've talked about this a million times, and it fucking hurts me to know that we're dealing with this horse shit because of racism yet again. You know, we're all every time we're dealing with pain and suffering as a country, it's because not me, but because we have people who elected a guy that talked about getting rid of fucking Mexicans and making sure that we're going to keep our guns.
Well, so but Albert, I'd hate to keep holding your ass to the fire over this one. That's why I want to get you out to fucking vote and shit. You know what I mean? Because there's too many fucking people who just come out in malice, right? And they just vote for like the dumb reasons you said. But that's the problem.
Guns and Mexicans.
Right.
Guns and Mexicans. That's all they fucking care about.
And that's why people with any common sense have to go against them. Because it takes a fucking crisis. And then when there's a crisis like right now, everyone's going, well, where's the city? Where's the government? You fucking said you don't want them. You know what I mean?
You didn't, because the government wants to help Mexicans come over. You don't want that. And the government wants to take away your guns. And that's the only two fucking reasons we deal with all this horse shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's the dumbest fucking thing on the planet.
And you can't say anything about it. You can't even talk about renowned assholes who have been preaching bigotry and shit.
Fuck their guns, man.
Or you get, like we did today, some of our most successful shit is when we put some of these assholes on blast. Speaking of, I've got a good meme a friend sent me. You want to see it?
Let's see it.
It's a little darker than the one we posted, but not much. I mean, it's right up there. Let's see. If anybody isn't following us on Instagram, they should get those original daily memes. Let's see. Do I have it here? Oh, here we go. Check this out, Albert. You're going to like this one.
Wow, what a great fucking photograph.
What's great is that
so many ways.
I know that's what's great about that photograph is that it has been used a million times and it will continue to be used. I've never seen
that photo, that meme either. Or that photo.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Dude, it doesn't look.
That's a famous one. That's a
it's up there. Forgot.
It's up there. It's not it's not as viral as like the cat one with the lady, but it's up there.
Yeah.
So dude, it's fucking nuts. What a shit show. And Houston, and I feel so bad for people right now, dude. Like we were driving to there's not many stores are open for one. If you've noticed. So everybody's waiting in long lines, everybody's selling out of shit. People are price gouging each other, which by the way, let me see if I can find the link to report that if you see price gouging. Let me see if I can find it. I guess it's regional I do know if you need assistance that the numbers that you could call for emergency are 311 and 211. But let me see if I can find this number. Or maybe it's an email now. I'm not sure. But you should need to report these motherfuckers, dude. That's one thing that drives me absolutely nuts. I mean, we have such a greedy world that we live in already, right? And what a monumental asshole you have to be during a crisis, right? To raise prices on something to fuck people out of more money.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like this weird instinct that people have just to be a cocksucker because they can.
Well, the government is going to have to regulate companies on what they price shit at. I mean,
well,
either do that or pay everyone a fucking $100 an hour to do fucking, work at McDonald's. But
well, you don't have to pay him $100 an hour.
New tonight, the doctor who was fired
but
and
they've
later
been slowly
charged,
ranking
accused of
everything up in price.
Well, that's inflation, and the thing is that we've talked about this on the show, dude. We've talked about raising minimum wage. We've talked about if minimum wage had kept up with inflation and productivity levels, it would be at like $27 an hour, I think, right now. Nationally.
A lot of fucking money, right? And that's what I'm trying to say. And they want to get it to 15. We're supposed to be in the 20s.
Yeah, no, 15 an hour is only at 40 hours a week full time. It's only like $30,000 a year. I think like $31,000 a year or something. They
gotta stop this fucking. I mean, the fact that a company has the capability of taking advantage of a situation like this, that's got to change. That's got to fucking change.
But this is what happens, Albert. You invite these people into office who are anti-government, anti-establishment, anti-whatever. They're pro-corporate, pro-privatization, right? They're like, we can manage ourselves. We don't need no government, right? Then there's no regulation. Then the corporation comes in and says, well, we're going to fight and we're going to make it so fucked up that when we fuck up, like this power company, you can't even sue us. We're immune to being fucking sued. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think people understand that this is where it all leads. You know what I mean? If you start giving corporations this immunity, what do you think they're going to do? All they care about is profit. They don't care about you.
Exactly. So it is. So
they wouldn't even pay people. They wouldn't even pay people $7.25, which is criminal in my belief. They wouldn't even pay people that if they didn't have to. You know.
Yep. Their mentality is, hey, I worked hard to start this business, so you come work for me, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass.
And that's the payment you get.
That's what you get. That's what you're gonna get. Because I had to suffer some to get this going. So now that I got you under my control, I'm gonna fuck you. Yep. That's what they think. And this is the way I look at it. Well, if that's how you think, then I'm not gonna work for you at all. And that's what people should do. But people don't fucking do that. People go and work at these places and they go get some shit check, and then they're like, "What am I doing working?" It's like, yeah, you should have never fucking worked there in the first place, you idiot.
I'm gonna go grab a beer, but you know what? That's why, Albert, that's why unions work, and that's why people are terrified of unions, because you get a labor force, right, that can strike in solidarity, right? And it's really like if you have if it's like a large what do you call it, workforce, it's hard to get scabs, people who will come in and take those jobs when it's that many jobs at once, right?
Right.
So they don't have another alternative, really, if they want to keep making money and keep functioning. So they have to start meeting some demands, right? Which is why that strike in New York was successful. And people were acting like it wasn't successful. Not only did they get their demands, they got more money than they were asking for. How is that not successful? You know what I mean?
100%.
So
you just get people that yeah.
I'm gonna get a beer. I'll be right back. Why don't you tell someone an example while I'm gone of a job that you did that was just shit and definitely something underpaid?
Okay, I worked. I moved to LA a few years ago for a little bit, and I worked at a grocery store and as a bagger. And I mean, that's just one example. if you ever worked in a grocery store before, you know, I got treated like horse shit at that job. I'll tell you something that happened to me. I worked at Vons, which is Randall's in California. And I worked at Vons, and there was a point as a bagger, a guy that was getting paid to bag. When you're a bagger at a grocery store, some people don't know this, but you're basically the go-to guy for any fucking thing that they decided they need.
Right. Go get the carts. Go clean the shit. Go fucking clean the bathrooms.
Random shit. Random. Oh shit, we broke a bunch of glass in the back. Hey Albert, get back there. Anything.
Yeah, you're bottom of the totem pole. You're the fucking guy.
But this is what's funny. You're the bottom of the totem pole, yet you do everything.
Wait, you said you worked at where? What was it called? Not Ralph's.
Vons.
Vons. Okay, so that's owned by Randall's.
That's Randall's. Okay. Yeah. And so people don't understand this. The simplest little job. People see the baggers as like, oh, that's a little kid job. No, it's not. That's not a kid job. There ain't no such thing as no little kid job. There ain't no such thing as no easy job either. People think working at a fast food place is easy. Are you out of your fucking
mind? Oh
mind?
my god, dude! No, that's one of the things. So John's tuned in. John said that Kroger's owns Ralph's and Randall's. I guess Kroger bought Randall's. I don't know, but your point about the fast food thing, dude, that always pisses me off. And so you remember when I was running? I don't know if you knew me when I was running the little food truck that I was running.
No, I didn't know you.
But I remember, like, people think that shit's easy. You know what I mean? And I remember doing we would do this Oktoberfest event because it was a German food truck, and we would sell like, I don't know, 1,000 sausages a fucking day. You know what I mean? Some crazy shit, right? And just slammed. You know what I mean? And I used to work music festivals for another catering company, and I ran it was another sausage company, actually. I'm just handling a lot of sausage. But, dude, I mean, we would do thousands of shit a day. Like, and nobody could keep up with that shit. You have to know what the fuck you're doing. It's a lot of stress. You know what I mean? It's a way harder job than what most of these white collar jobs are, right? Physically demanding, mentally 100%. Demanding, right? And less rewarding, less pay. And we live in a society of it's like you know that book Tale of Two Cities. I mean, it really is. There's different classes, and some people don't have the humility or the grace to understand what the other less fortunate people are even fucking going through at one moment of their life, right?
Yeah.
And I know for a fact if you put those people into a fast food restaurant, they would have a meltdown and quit in like fucking.
They have no. Oh yeah, they'd have so much.
Before the shift was over, they wouldn't make it.
Fucking pass out.
They wouldn't make it to day 2. There's not a fucking way. They'd probably get fired for being fucking useless. You know what I mean? Before they even quit.
And the thing about those jobs too, and I made a post about this one time, is that those are the kind of jobs where if you're late a couple of times or you know the manager just doesn't like your personality, they'll fire you in 2 fucking seconds. They don't give a fuck about you. And part of the reason why they don't is because the people that are managing those places are miserable because they're not making enough money and they're stressed the fuck out.
Yeah, man.
I got fired from Chili's. Not Chili's. I worked at TGIF Fridays when I was like 21 or 20. The fucking lady sat me down and said, "I gotta let you go because you're not like open enough. Like you're kind of like to yourself, and let me go for that shit."
Well, that's a weird. Yeah, dude, we talked about that before because as someone who ran a couple of bars and food trucks and stuff like that, right? Catering companies.
Yeah,
I know both sides of that argument, right? Because for one, you don't want to be too annoying, right? No one's coming to fucking talk to you. They want their food, they want their shit, they want to eat. You know what I mean? I mean, you also can't be. You also have to be like courteous, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't be cold or I don't know.
Right. I mean, and so I understand like if someone is sucking at their job like that, like you let them go, but But it's a whole thing, man. Like that's and I don't think people even understand the mental fatigue that goes into living in that kind of position of servitude for people who are degrading, assholes, you know what I mean, demeaning to you, you know, and having to with a straight face be like, oh yes sir, no we'll do that for you, even though they're fucking being complete douchebags.
You literally deal with the mentally ill. My mother's a mentally ill person. She has anger problems. She has harassed so many waitresses and waiters and people in fast food places. I mean, these people, they have they're there to serve you a simple ass thing. But it doesn't mean shit if some angry woman who hates her life walks in and starts bitching at you. What you gonna do? Nothing. That is beyond customer service.
Right.
That is damn near that is almost like working in a goddamn nursing home at that point. Because you're literally having to find your way around this dramatic situation that you have no control of, and you can't do what you want to do because you're at work. So it's stressful. People don't understand all the shit that they're open to when they're working at these places. People have no fucking clue.
Yeah. Let's see. I have a list here.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more.
Websites play a bunch of shit that I don't want to hear. Okay, let me pull this up because you were asking about this earlier, Albert, and I want you to see it. I think y'all are fine. I haven't read through it yet. This is the boil water notice for Houston and the surrounding cities and counties. Let me see where we at. Here we go. Pull this up. Oh, it doesn't want to do full screen. Come on. Now it's going to be all fucked. All right. So here's the counties. I'm going to just read through them real quick. All right. We've got Anahuac, Angleton, Bel Air, Clute, Deer Park, Fort Bend County, Galveston, Harris County, Hempstead, Houston, Jersey Village, Katy, Lake Jackson, LaPorte, Montgomery County, Pasadena, Pearland, San Leon, Seabrook, Spring Valley Village, Sugarland, Texas City, Tomball, Webster. So yeah, no Manville and no Alvin. But yeah, if anybody knows people out there, make sure that you let them know they need to be boiling their fucking water. They recommend that you boil your water, I think they said for 2 minutes. Or you can, if you have a purification filtration system that you can run it through, you know what I mean? That's good.
How do these issues come about? This is because there's these pipes are dirty right now, or
so there's a lot of so you have these water treatment plants, right? Mm-hmm. Where the water that we get is treated, filtered, cleaned. You know what I mean? If those are not able to operate up to standards, then there's an issue. Also, you get issues with foreign contaminants getting into the water supply. So there is not all water supplies are enclosed. For one, Albert, some are actually open. Just depends. And you know, Drew Holloway actually works at a water treatment plant. He could talk about all this. You know, if you ever want to ask him how it works, he knows way more than me.
The fuck? How long has he worked at one of those?
He was working there before. He was working at Secret Group, and then when Secret Group got closed down, he went back to work there.
Holy shit! Okay.
Because if y'all don't know, in Texas, a bar can be open, but a comedy club cannot. So there you go. Even though it's a fucking bar with sometimes comedy.
I thought the improv's open right now, isn't it?
Is it? Well, I don't fucking know.
I think it is, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Check it. Look it up. Look it up.
No, it is open because my friend went back to work there.
Yeah, bro, that shit's been open too.
Well, maybe they just have the money. No, they probably just have the money to open because they're huge. They're one of, I think, 2 nationwide chains.
Well, because they're not considered a bar. They're considered like something else.
No, yeah, they're not considered a bar. But that's the thing, though. But there are bars that are open, like straight up bars.
I don't know. Are they breaking the law or like?
I mean, they probably say they sell food. I mean, fucking the old company. I'm not going to say their name right now, but they're open, and they got a guy out there slinging hot dogs.
I'll tell you this: my personal opinion on the whole bar situation and all that kind of shit. I actually, this may be an unpopular opinion, I do think bars, and let unless there's a way for people to be safe and like, I'm trying to think of like a huge thing, like something like that's not normal, like a fucking Twin Peaks or something that's huge. That's considered a bar or restaurant that people could be spaced out correctly, but most bars are not like that. Most bars are small. They're built small.
There's no way they can be safe, especially in the fucking winter right now, where everybody's indoors. You know what I mean? Like if you have an outdoor patio with heaters and shit outside, that might be okay, better. But if you have everybody crammed indoors because it's cold, there's no way.
You can't, and that's why there's people complaining. Well, why I've heard people say, well, why is Walmart open but the bars not open? Bitch, because Walmart sells food and water and shit for babies. Why the fuck do you think it's open, idiot?
And beer.
I mean,
so
if complain about that shit.
And beer. So it's not like you can't get alcohol. I've been drunk as fuck for the last year.
Exactly.
And I haven't been to a bar. I haven't been to a bar.
If you are out there and you are legitimately upset about not being able to go to bars right now, you're a fucking idiot. And your priorities are all fucked up.
For sure. For sure.
All fucked up.
Now, I'm more upset about I can't go to a concert or a fucking comedy show.
And who doesn't love concerts? I love concerts. Who doesn't love going to the bar with their friends? That's what we do. That's the thing. But it only takes someone with half a brain to know what there's a pandemic.
Yeah, but if you
can't go to the shit no more.
Even if you want to go to get drunk with your
I
friends,
love going to bar.
But even if you want to go get drunk with your friends, Albert, you can still go to Applebee's.
And you could still go. You can go to someone's house and sit in the fucking backyard.
And you can still go to someone's house and sit in the backyard and get drunk. Yeah, you can do that. But you know what you can't do is you can't go see a concert. You can't go see a fucking, comedy show. Not really. There's some. You know what I mean? It's hard. We just need these fucking vaccines to roll out, man. This is stupid. If everybody just went and got vaccinated, we'd be fine. You know what I mean? Be fucking fine.
Yeah, but we got people like my dad and my dad. You know what's funny? I was going to mention my dad earlier because my dad reminds me of.
We talked about your mom. Let's talk about your dad.
My dad.
We got Karen.
My dad cares more about money than anything. Everything else is money is everything to him. And he'll lie to you and say it's not. He'll lie to you and tell you I don't care about money. Money's not that important. And then he'll do all this shit that says that it is. My dad got flooded one time. Yeah. He's like my dad's house got flooded one year in Houston.
Yeah.
And he got himself flood insurance afterwards. Makes sense because he had to deal with the flood and the repairing shit. Guess what this idiot did? After he didn't get flooded out for a couple of years, you know what he did? He took away his flood insurance.
Right.
Now, that's the way that Republicans are. Republicans are like, you know what? We haven't stormed. Like, hey, should we figure out? We do snow in Texas. What if one day it snows longer than a day?
Dude, that's what they're saying right now. That's what they're saying right now, which is hilarious, right? Because so apparently, like 10 years ago, they had I don't remember this. Maybe I think I might have been in California at the time, but they were like, we had 100-year freeze in Texas, right? And so like, oh well, it won't happen again for another 100 years. Not how it works. Not how it fucking works.
First off, I don't know if people know this or not. I don't give a fuck what you think or what you experience your lifetime. Like you never had it snow or whatever the fuck. You don't control the weather, motherfucker. So for people to be like, well, it hasn't snowed like this in forever. But bitch, shut the fuck up. It's the weather, dummy. It could happen at any given moment. And that's exactly what's happening right now.
But these are the same.
So for people to be like, well, we didn't know this would ever happen. Why? Why would you think it wouldn't, though?
It's the same.
It's the weather.
It's the same people, Albert, that don't read.
It's the
they don't listen to.
weather.
They don't listen. But I know they don't listen to scientists. They think they know.
They
think they know more than scientists, right? Because it doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit their narrative, right? They had this cognitive dissonance that they won't let them get. Yeah, sure, there was 31 fucking hurricanes and storms last year, but there's no such thing as global warming or climate change. You know what I mean? Sure.
And the funny thing is, if Texas never ever snowed, ever snowed, like the fucking desert and wherever in some place that's never legitimately never snowed. That's one thing. We snow in Texas, and we always have. We snow in certain parts of Texas. It just is not extreme. But the fact to think that, well, it snows, but it just snows a little bit. It'll never storm. Bitch, if it snows, it can storm. And if it can storm, it can last a week. Y'all motherfuckers didn't think that could ever happen? That's the dumbest fucking thing on the planet.
Yeah, no, it's fucking.
They should have been fucking prepared, and they're not.
It's fucking horrible, dude. And I wanted to show you guys this. This is what I was talking about earlier. Let me show you this article. This is what I was talking about when we were talking about how you can't allow these. Oh, before we go on to that, because we talked about your mom and your dad, I have a new insult that we need to start popularizing. Okay. Because you get fucking flagged on social media nowadays when you say anything,
Right.
Right now, I don't know if Karen is still safe. I think Karen is okay for now because it's a proper name. You can't like fucking get rid of Karen. You know what I mean?
They better now. That would be crazy. That's people's names.
Well, Adolf was people's names. It wasn't like he was the only motherfucker named Adolf. But you know what I mean? How many Adolfs do you see anymore?
These Karens are worse than Adolf. No.
But Homers. That's what I'm calling the male equivalent. Homer Simpson, just dumbasses. And I think you can get away with it, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I can't say
because you can't call somebody a moron or a douchebag or a fucking idiot or a fucking you definitely can't even say the R word anymore. You know what I mean? So you just say Homer. That's the beautiful thing about the English language is that we just you do you like Doug Stanhope?
I appreciate Doug Stanhope. I'm not like a huge fan of him.
He's one of my favorites, and I think that probably makes sense because you know me. That's just kind of my shit. But
yeah.
He had this really great bit about that actually, where he was talking about how in the English language, you can make words taboo, right? But inevitably, we just come up with other words, right, just to mean the same thing, that are not the trigger word until that becomes taboo, right?
Right.
And he used retard, for example, right? Because before that, there was just other words that are even worse, actually. You know what I mean? Right. And what he argued was that no matter what we change it to, right? You can say special or privileged or whatever. You know what I mean? It will inevitably be corrupted by the people to be until society evolves, I guess, to be used in a derogatory fashion, right?
Right.
It's an interesting point of view, right?
Yeah, no, I mean he's right. I mean it's pointless to try to take words away from people. I mean me and you have experienced that on the internet. I can't say redneck or white trash on the internet, but the difference between saying those words and the N-word, which should not be said on the internet anywhere, is that there has been a historic history and still goes on of people who want to kill people and call them that word. Right. There is no historic history of people banding together to kill rednecks.
Yeah, and that is
so why is Facebook lumping redneck and the N-word in the same place?
Right,
that's ridiculous.
That's a valid point. You cannot equate redneck to the N-word, and people try to, but you can't. And the only way that you could equate the only similarity there is that you can take pride in it. We talked about this before. You know what I mean? Like if you're black and you say the N-word and you take pride in it, that you can do that if you want. You know what I mean? If you're redneck or white and you take pride in the word redneck, you can do that too. That's the only similarity that it really has.
White trash too.
Sure. I mean, fucking Trailer Park Boys made a whole movement basically out of that. You know what I mean?
But Facebook is lumping those words with the N-word right now. They're lumping them with the same fucking word, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah. No,
That's fucking ridiculous.
It's pretty crazy, dude. But
But
if you ever,
I'm never gonna get over that shit. I can't say fucking white trash and
Well, it's even worse that I
redneck.
can't.
That's
It's
fucking
even
ridiculous.
worse that I can't say it, because what if I'm? You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, I grew up like the way I grew up on a farm and shit. I should be able to fucking say it. Like, what do I owe?
Exactly.
You know, but
exactly.
But I do think I'm gonna send you, after we're done here. I'll send you that bit, that Doug Stanhope bit about the R word, because it's really interesting. Because yeah, we could call it fiffle faffle. You know what I mean? It would still have the same meaning. He just, he's like, you can't prevent human language from basically evolving to be shitty until we evolve as a species to you know what I mean, stop dealing with it. So
yeah.
Well, shit. We're probably gonna start wrapping this up here. If anybody gets a chance and they're in Texas and they want to go look up some good shit, go look up the Supreme Court case, which is being challenged. I think again, it's been challenged for the last 3 years now, for ERCOT's immunity from lawsuit sovereign immunity. It's in the Texas Supreme Court. Go check that out. And also want to tell people something that I learned in the past couple of days. If you're cold in your house because your power's been out and you're trying to warm your house, and you have natural gas or whatever, do not use your oven to do it, because that can actually lead to carbon monoxide poisoning, and I did not know that. So don't do that.
Shit.
Just put on more sweaters and shit, and huddle together for warmth.
Are we recording this? I mean, I'm not. Are we is this being recorded, or are we just live?
No, it's live. It gets recorded though. It goes to our YouTube.
Okay, because I usually see that thing. I didn't see that thing at the top that said it was being recorded, but maybe I'm thinking that it shows up the entire time. I don't know.
Oh, fuck if I know. Let me look. No, it says we're live, so it should be recorded on our YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but providing that we still have power tomorrow, who the fuck knows in Texas? You know what I mean? We'll be back at 8 p.m. with our happy half hour, which will be much more structured. This was just kind of a ramble on about the shit show. And
yeah, man.
We will be filming a new episode that should come out on Saturday. So y'all check it out. Go follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook, for more memes and posts and articles. And what else?
All original memes, baby. All original memes.
All original memes every day, sometimes more than once. And we got the TikTok you got going.
TikToking.
If you're TikToking. And Twitch. I do that about once a week or so. And Clubhouse coming soon. I can't wait to do Clubhouse, dude. That's gonna be fun. I just started getting into it. It's really interesting. I think that's gonna be a fun new platform for us. So, anyway, thank you guys if you tuned in, and we'll catch you all next time. Cheers and shit.
Cheers.